Alright, today we're going to be beating Only Up using the fastest paths and best skips possible, so sit tight. First thing we're going to do is jump onto this tire and hold the jump button when you hit it so you go higher. Skip the first two boxes, and then the next one. You can hop onto this one over here, and then don't skip this one. It's quite important that you do that. You sprint jump onto that tire, then the second tire, like this, and then you mantle onto that one in the end. And then you sprint jump right before you hit that booster, so you need an extra boost and mantle onto that log. Then you're going to sprint jump onto these two, and go for the waterfall. Okay, now you're going to want to jump onto these first couple of banner things, and then when you reach this one, you're just going to skip that one entirely, and keep going. Then you're going to bounce on this tire like you did on the first one, mantle onto the second tank top. Then here, you're going to mantle onto that pipeline, so you can skip that whole weird part. And then you're going to mantle onto the conveyor belt over there. It'll seem like you won't be able to make it, but you will. Then you're going to jump onto this hay bale here, and then jump onto that tank top, and then continuously skip the other ones. Then you're going to jump to this wood here, and don't worry, that hole doesn't make you fall. Then you're just going to sprint jump on these, and make sure you avoid the holes here. So you're going to have to sprint jump and immediately turn to the right in order to not fall through. And then there you just jump over all the patches where you might fall through. And then here you jump onto this bush, and the next one. Saves a lot of time. Okay, so for these ones you're going to have to jump early so you don't need to mantle onto them, and in this case I stopped sprinting, but if you do it right you don't have to stop sprinting. Here you're going to have to do the high jump, which is tricky. Jump a little late, but not too late. Then here you're going to mantle onto that piece, but you don't always have to. And then you're going to bounce on these tires, and don't bounce through the window. It's a mistake I made a lot. And then you're going to have to mantle onto this piece here, but do not fall through the crack there. It can make you fall. And then you're going to have to go over these tires. Do not walk into them, bounce on top of them. Then you're going to want to go to this one. You have to mantle onto this tire, and then sprint jump onto this launcher over here like you did the first one. Also do that for this launcher, but don't do it too early or else you might fall off. And also do that for this launcher. Sometimes it launches you a bit farther than it launched me that time though. And then you want to follow my path similarly to how I do it, but you don't have to follow it exactly. Don't jump there because you might hit your head, then you'd fall off again. Here you're going to want to jump over that hole, and then skip onto the right side of the roof here. Don't fall through there. And then you're going to want to jump onto this fence, which I often have difficulty with, but you can mantle onto that corner part there. Continue to do that for this one as well. And then when you reach this one, don't mantle onto the second piece, because then you'll fall off. Mantle onto the first one, and then continue going. Here you're going to want to mantle onto that first column, and then the box. On different consoles, there are some different boxes for some reason, and that isn't on Xbox, which is what I play on. Here you're going to want to mantle onto that ice spike, but be careful, because it glitches you off a lot. And then you have to jump over those two, and then when you get here, you can take that ice skull on the right, but it isn't very efficient. And here, watch out for this spot, it glitches you a lot. And then you have to jump over here. And for these parts, just use them normally until you get to this second column thing up here. I jumped onto that mini pillar, but you don't have to, you can just skip it. And then you go here, and go on to this second one, and mantle onto that sidebar thing. And don't hold the mantle while doing this, because then you'll mantle on those small pieces and likely fall off. And then here you're going to want to be careful, because if you go too early and your speed effect hasn't worn off yet, then you will likely fall into the lava, which instantly kills you and you cannot escape from. For this jump especially, right here, you want to be careful, because if you do it wrong, you might have to mantle, and that is quite glitchy if you mantle onto that rock. And on this launcher, you also have to sprint jump, but be careful, because you can't really clutch onto anything if you fail. Here, if you don't get this high, you can glide down to one of those boxes, but if you do, just immediately hit the launcher. Don't bother standing on the ground.